welcome to Beyond the Fantasy, Costumes and Courage.
A podcast about our adventures in live-action roleplay, or LARP.
I'm Stephanie.
I'm Rowan.
We're a husband and wife duo.
We are.
We first started attending LARP in the summer of 2023.
We did. It
Yeah.
was a very overwhelming experience to begin with, wasn't it?
Yes. We decided to make the brave jump into LARP by attending one of the biggest LARPs in the UK, Empire, which is run by Profound Decisions.
Yeah, not really knowing what to expect going in. We'd had impressions of LARP in the past through different means.
Yeah, good and bad. So, we were kind of a bit overwhelmed at the start, and I think our characters definitely showed that.
Yes.
As we quickly got babysat through the Friday evening, but I guess we can get into that later.
Yeah.
First, we'll say our characters, I guess. I play Honora Harvest. And
I play Alfred Harvest. We're husband and wife.
a duo in the game.
Yeah.
Because why not, Yeah, and I think we've kind of touched on our biggest struggle was definitely introvertedness.
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of insecurities in person for us about going up to people and role-playing with them when we didn't really know them at all.
Yeah, or really know the game.
Yeah.
Because we had read some of the wiki. I had been on the Discord for the nation that we joined a lot and speaking to people there. But it was completely different and overwhelming once our boots hit the field. I mean, just finding the camp to begin with was a big struggle. We rolled up, they put us in a parking spot. I thought I was following the map that Profound Decisions posted on their website, and I think we showed up in Urzeni nation, and quickly got turned back around because that was the opposite side of where we needed to go, back to the Marcher camp.
Yeah, and then trying to find people to buy things from because it was our first time. We thought, someone was selling a gambeson, and I thought, that's a really good price for a gambeson. It was £40, and
Yeah.
it was brand new.
Basically, yeah.
And just trying to. Anyone who's been to Empire knows that finding someone in Empire is next to impossible sometimes. That was before we even knew our way around or anything.
Yeah, before we knew where all the nations were.
Yeah.
Because I think since then we have bought different things from people out of character. So pre-event, we purchased this little box where we keep all of our coins.
Don't tell them that. No.
We only have rings. One ring's in here.
True.
We definitely don't have a throne or multiple thrones sitting in there. We bought that. We bought a couple other things, and even when we knew the lay of the land, still trying to find people, impossible because there's so many people on that field.
Yeah, and then there's no signal as well, is there? So contacting people through out of character means is also very
sketchy. It's so spotty.
Yeah, so it wasn't an easy start for us in that sense, but then also in others. As we said, we struggled with introvertedness, and then on our first Saturday we were behind a tent, just lying down because we didn't know what to do with ourselves.
Yeah, that was right after I had not quite a panic attack, but something very similar, where it's just all of it hit me. One of our lovely egregore, which is kind of a nation support type of role, kind of gave me a great big hug where I was just I don't know if I'm having fun. This is so overwhelming, and was so kind and caring, but still didn't really have a place to point me towards because I didn't even know what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So we just took a nap behind someone's tent because we didn't have a tent. We were driving there and back from our house 30 minutes away every day. which was mistake one.
Yeah. We made a lot of mistakes. I know I made mistakes as well. As you said, you were speaking on the Discord to people, and I think I should have done that as well. But I was probably a bit stubborn about it.
Yeah, so we joined the Marcher nation at Empire. I guess we should preface that into this. And they're such lovely people. There are people who, when I was originally on the Discord before we went, said, come find in the field and sit down at our fire, or come, sit down and for shenanigans or whatever, which is great. That was so nice. But then trying to find that person on the field when, one, you don't know what they look like, the camp plan is like weirdly coded, so like unless you know the name of the character that you're looking for on the camp plan and you look at all the different things, you still don't really know where that person's camped. So couldn't find anyone who said that'd help, basically.
Yeah.
Which was really frustrating.
Yeah, so we ended up just sort of going around, and we went to our region in the marches called Mitwold. We went to that meeting because we were like, well, I guess that's one thing our characters would do.
Yeah, the first thing they do is show up, and we show up to a Mitwold meeting, and they're discussing like all these like politics, and then I didn't have a farm, so in the marchers to vote, you have to have a farm, and I had a herb garden, which we said like in our backstory, like my herb garden was like out behind our house, like you'd given me some plot of land from your farm to have this herb garden. That was kind of like our little background that we made before we went. And so I didn't get to vote, so I think at one point I just walked away because I was like, what am I doing? I was like, well, the summer fair thing is supposed to start, and that sounded cool from the Discord, so I just walked away while you stayed at the meeting until it finished, which it was close to the end.
Yeah.
But
going to the meeting was good because we did meet some people, made some friends through that, and then they were very kind and they sort of showed us around a little bit, took us to some of the pubs. Yeah. Which is what we needed, I think.
Yeah, definitely we had a good Friday introduction by being old enough to drink, so that way we could go to the pubs and drink, because as everyone knows, alcohol kind of lowers your
inhibitions.
And
social anxiety and things like that.
Which is what we needed.
Yeah.
Would not recommend drinking. Don't drink. Don't feel pressured to drink unless you want to and enjoy it, I think. That just has to be said apparently these days, but
yeah, I think it doesn't make the LARP experience, but it helped make it for us initially.
At the start, yeah. We have gone completely alcohol free during events now.
Yeah.
I think in our the last event we went to, we didn't have like a single sip.
No, it was just a nice chilled one.
Yeah, so you don't need it, but if you're a bit nervous, it helped.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving away from drunk Rowan and Stephanie talk.
Yeah, to more drunk Rowan and Stephanie talk. Because we had some. While we say it was a struggle to begin with, there have been good experiences. We've sort of found people through those good experiences. Like my favourite experience was going to a casino and just drinking with like a general or like a sergeant of the marches.
Sergeant Major.
Yeah, and like just drinking with him and playing casino games while we had no money and
in-character money.
Yeah, in-character money.
But you gained us a lot of money playing blackjack that night.
That night? Oh, I thought I won money playing poker, like the event after.
No, that night as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which
you won. That's where we started getting profits just from gambling.
Yeah. But we felt guilty. At least I felt guilty. Because the casino's trying to make money as well. and like they said that they would donate money, and I was like, oh, if you're gonna donate it, I feel bad about winning it. But yeah, obviously that was my best experience. What about yours?
So mine was that same event. So that was E1 2024, which was last April, the end of April. And that was the first time a Nora Harvest took to the battlefield and became a battle healer. For some reason, I always want to be like battle mage, but no, I have no magical abilities. That just sounds really cool. But yeah, battle healer. So we bought me, because it's our money, bought me this sword with the lovely brown leather handle. Now you can see I have a slightly bigger one as well with the black handle for upcoming adventures, but we'll get to those later. Yeah. And yeah, I took to the battlefield with a pocket of herbs, a very limited knowledge of what those herbs did, because for some reason memorization is not my strongest point. It used to be. I used to be very good at memorizing things, but not anymore. And yeah, running through the mud and fighting enemies, and that same sergeant major that he was gambling with later that evening fell back into my arms, onto the ground, was dying. I healed him, and that was kind of the coolest thing, because when I first started going to Empire, I went to the hospital tent, and while you were on the battlefield, and I felt so weird healing someone who wasn't really hurt, but they were screaming, when it's in the calm of the tent of the hospital, like, it just didn't feel as authentic, where I think when you're on the battlefield and you can see the enemy like stab them, and they fall back like just literally into your arms, and you're like, oh my gosh, what happened? Like, how can I heal you? The thrill of it, just like, that made the event for me. And then later that evening, it was chucking down with rain, so we had made friends with one of the people who ran the casino on the battlefield earlier in the day, and so we said, let's go to the casino then. Yeah,
it's dry.
It's dry inside. And yeah, that was probably the best experience, and I think the first point of where my character started to evolve. And that was our third event, and we've done 6 altogether now.
Yes.
Yeah, so we've done 6 events. So by the third event is where my interests at LARP changed, and so did my character's interests, from where I went to just a healer, kind of roaming around aimlessly, to now I want to go on as many skirmishes as I can. I want to be a part of battles, and I also want to be a part of the military council.
Yes, you do.
And I think that's where I started getting kind of the, how would you phrase it, the courage, I guess. That's a good one. That's a good one. The courage to to get myself out there more in character and also out of character. I started reaching out to people in between events to ask if they would help me pursue my interests, basically, at LARP.
Yeah, and it's been going pretty well for you. You've kind of an adjutant now, depending on...
depending if the general shows up or not.
Yeah. But it's good to have someone to talk to about it and learn off of, I think.
Yeah. I think it still can be a struggle with the different things that we're both interested in, is how to breach friendships where these people have been LARPing together for years and they're so welcoming to others, but at the same point it almost feels like they're clicking, but I think that's more of like an outside perspective of like me being too nervous to like say, hi, help me,
Yeah.
can I join you? Where I know they would be so welcoming to it, but sometimes it just, you see like this group of people doing what you want to do, and you're just like, oh my god, like, I don't know how to approach them and ask.
Because they're very good, they seem like very good friends, and there's like I guess a certain character chemistry between them where they sort of know each other and things like that.
Yeah.
And then trying to essentially insert yourself into like a conversation is difficult in real life, let alone in like a game where people just try and enjoy themselves, and you don't want to ruin their fun by like interjecting and things like that.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest struggle I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But hopefully we'll learn to push through, and our characters have changed.
Yeah.
Not so drastically, I suppose, but that also means that us as people can change, and hopefully we will stop being so introverted.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I've definitely changed a lot since we first started going, both as a person and in character as well. And I'm hoping that like the experiences I've had for in person and like managing people in person in real life, hopefully that will have a positive impact on LARP, because as I say, very difficult for me to interject and things like that. But I think originally I made Alfred very serious, and I've had to change that. Well, not had to, I just felt natural to change it, because I didn't feel like I was being serious, and then I was like letting myself down by not being serious, and then not enjoying being serious when I was. So like changing all of that.
Yeah, there was definitely a constant of you coming back from LARP, or coming even during the weekend, coming to the tent where we keep our doors closed, and we were very like out of character inside of our own tent, because we camp in character, but so inside the camp tent where we will have those out of character discussions, and you'd often say like, oh, I'm not being as serious like as I want to be with Alfred, and oh, but then oh, it's not fun being serious. And then I was just, who says he has to be serious,
I did.
Yeah, you did. And I said, you can change it, especially in the fact that it's been a year and a half, and because we're so introverted, not that many people know about us in character or out of character, to be honest. We definitely know a lot more people now, because we've also done player events outside of the Empire games, which has helped us like learn more people. But I think in the sense of like, you meet someone on the field briefly, they may or may not remember your name because you're not a part of their group of people that they're constantly seeing with. So we have our good friends that know who our characters are, but other than that, really realistically, your character can change every single event.
Yeah.
Because no one really knows who your character is, I guess, in that way, except for you. And if you're not enjoying it, just change. Yeah,
well, I think a lot of the interactions are so short, as you say, they're like maybe like 10 to 20 seconds if you're just walking by someone in the street. If you're at a pub with them, like just getting a drink, then it can be several minutes, but people are very busy, and you're very busy, and you're going around doing things, and they're going around doing things. So you don't get a full picture of someone, so you can change, as you say.
Yeah. And I think going forward for future LARPs, that the way we both develop our characters will change from how we did it for Empire, because Empire was our first LARP. So we didn't really know what we were doing, and we just kind of made characters that were mostly ourselves.
Yeah.
And I think while that was great because it meant that we're not constantly having to worry about acting a certain way, except for Rowan wanted to be a very serious Alfred, and he's not actually that serious in real life.
No.
And then, but you've changed back to someone who's more like yourself now.
Yeah, more lighthearted and jokey, I think.
Yeah.
One of my strong suits is just like going with the flow. And if you're trying to be serious, you can't really do that.
No. Yeah, so I don't know. And I think because I play Honora so similar to myself that I find it almost a struggle separating myself from her.
Yeah.
In that, I mean, there's a thing called bleed, emotional bleed, where like your character's emotions will bleed into yours and yours will bleed into your character's. So I've definitely sensed that when I've been stressed for LARP, going to LARP, and getting time in, still being stressed as myself, my character will portray that stress. And that's bleed, but I think more in the sense that just my personality is the same as my character's. And I think going forward, I want to explore more of a acting and role-playing someone more different than myself in terms of look and personality.
Yeah, I think that's a good way of putting it. I think I'm going to do the same for future characters, and maybe lean into one single aspect of like my personality that maybe isn't the main character trait of myself. But yeah, try and build a character around that. So, yeah. Yeah. So we've started to look at more LARPs and things from Empire, apart from Empire. We've looked at Pieces of 8 as one that you said that you're interested in.
Yeah, it's Pirate LARP happening this summer. Don't know if we'll go or not though.
Yeah. Because
it's one of those events that's player limited, so depends.
Yeah, and then there's lots of iLARPs as well, which I think iLARP does lots of events, right? So we've also started to look at Mynir's Fate as well, which is a brand new Fest LARP. So it'll be similar in that aspect to Empire, but it's a completely new system.
Yep.
New nations.
New world.
Yeah, completely new world.
Yeah, new enemies as well. That, we've seen some brief glimpses. I think they had at LARPCon last year a suit of one of their kind of corrupted enemy creatures, which looks so cool to fight.
Yeah, it looks like they've put a lot of effort into building the world and making all of that. As you say, there's so many costumes and things. There's so many volunteers as well, by the looks of it. But most importantly for us, it'll be new characters.
Yeah, new characters, new chance to start a LARP from the beginning. Because when we joined Empire, we met players that have been playing their characters for the past 10 years at Empire.
Yeah.
Because Empire started like 10 years ago. And yeah, I think we're really excited to start a brand new LARP where everyone's in the same boat. There's a bunch of people joining that have never played LARP before, which is also really exciting because it'll be their introduction. And for them, we're the oldies. Like, we kind of know what we're doing, like, especially compared to new people.
Kinda.
And I think that's something I think we're both really excited about.
Yeah.
I think one of our goals in the future is to be a kind of safety net for new players, because we didn't really get a safety net when we first started at Empire.
No, there was lots of people who were good to us, but it never felt like...
Yeah, we never felt like there was a place where we could go and belong.
Yeah.
And just learn in that one place. And I think that's kind of what we want to be in the future at big events like Mynir's Fate.
Yeah. So we've both made characters now.
Yes, we have decided to join the nation of Ceradonia, which is a nation that was sent underground at the brink of calamity
hundreds of years ago.
100 years ago, something like that. The miasma of memory has affected everyone, and no one knows exactly when, but we've definitely been underground for a very long time.
Yeah.
And so
we ended up picking it, like, we were waiting for all of the new nation drops just to see which ones we'd like the most, and that one really stuck out to us, didn't it? It has very heavy religious themes and different areas for all types of characters.
Yeah.
So I've made a fighter because that's what I enjoy. So I made it's my character's called Strike While the Iron is Hot, because Cyrodinia has a very interesting naming system, which leaves a lot of room for creativity.
Maybe too much creativity.
No, I don't think so.
I think when I listened to multiple podcasts that one of the creators have been on, listening kind of before the drops, there was brief mentions of the different nations, and there was one where I remember sending you a Discord message saying there is a nation that are going to be cave dwellers, and as soon as I heard that was my nation. There was no going back, and I did wait, as everything came out, and then Facebook groups came out, and then they made the Discord, and then they started dropping all of the more like in-depth lore of the nations. I have read through most of them, and I still would not be able to give up Cyrodinia for any one of them. Yeah. I think I'm so excited, although I think that can be obvious when I have an entire crystal shelf. Why would I not want to be in the nation that live in a area where there are crystal caves, and we have lights that are crystals, and I think that's just the most exciting thing. And my character's name is going to be The Joyous Can Welcome Peace, but the Corrupted Be Damned.
So lots of creativity.
Very Puritan-esque style names. Which is very fun. And very excited to see how Menhir's Fate goes. Our first event is just about a month away. And how prepared I am is 10% of where I want to be by the time we go, maybe.
But I think that will always be the case when going to a LARP for the first time, is you're never going to be fully ready for whatever it throws at you. You can have your costume ready and everything, but you'll always want to add to it over time, building on different experiences of the character that you have, things like that. So I think you'll get more of those as we go through. But you've been building your costume.
Yep. I've had to make a lot more of my costume than Rowan has, just based on kind of how I wanted to dress versus how he wanted to dress. And luckily for Rowan, he already has a black gambeson that he can throw on, that he got, the first ever Empire event, versus, we both decided to go very dark dress because that is part of the brief, because you're going to play a hewer, which goes out mining new tunnels, also fights things in the dark, so they tend to dress more dark. And I'm going with a Sagus, which is a kind of cartographer person who creates the maps and also does architecture and stuff like that for the nation. So my idea is that more recently I have been out with the hewers mapping what they're excavating and new cave systems that they find. And so therefore I would also want to dress dark as to not be the, attracted enemy for all the creepy things that we find in caves underground.
But then I think from what you've been saying to me as well is you've wanted to not just be completely covered in black like I do.
No. No, character will have they're like tankard straps, but I have pink and purple, and then I have a purple sword frog as well for one of my swords, with a black velvet inside. So she's gonna be a bit girly while maintaining that black vibe, and yeah, really excited for it. Basically,
I'm really excited to see you be more girly, I guess, as well, because it's not a side of you that I've necessarily seen too much of before.
No, yeah, I don't think I have worn dresses.
Yeah.
My everyday life, I'm an archaeologist and get covered in mud, so I just wear pants and shirts that I don't care about getting dirty because that's life.
Yeah.
So I don't have the opportunity to like get fancy makeup or dress and stuff like that. And yeah, I think with Men Here's Fate, this will be the first time that you're wearing makeup out of the house.
Yeah, a bit nervous for that actually, but everyone else in our nation will be doing it, so it makes it a lot easier. And after like watching Vikings and things, I'd seen people wear makeup before, so and some of it does look cool, but just going around in public wearing that is like scary for me. so I just haven't done it. But I get to now, and yeah, bring out a different part of my personality maybe that I haven't before. So yeah, Strike While the Iron is Hot is going to be a bit more optimistic and foolhardy, I guess, than I normally am, because I'm usually quite reserved.
Yeah, we had this discussion. We have a young dog, and while on a walk I kind of asked Rowan, what is Strike going to be like? And you kind of went over how he's going to be very much in the nothing can go wrong because I'm there.
Yeah. Maybe slightly arrogant, but the way I put it is he's a risk taker.
Yeah.
So he likes to look at the best thing that could happen and thinks, well, that would probably happen. Not necessarily because of me, but like because of the people around me, because of the nation, things like that. So we'll see how it goes. I could get myself killed in the first event, but it would be quite funny. So yeah, it'd be fun. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it actually.
Yeah, and I'm also gonna be a fighter for Men Here's Fate. I'm going ambidextrous, so that's why I got the second sword. So I have the two, one shorter, one longer, and no healing. I've gone 0 healing, so we'll see how that goes, because at Empire I definitely enjoy the standing back and watching things unfold. But I have taken over your polearm. I have gotten up on the front line, and that was also really fun. So we'll see if that also is the same with Men Here's Fate and the way that they're gonna do fighting and skirmishes and stuff like that, because it's a completely different system, and I think we'll probably go over that maybe in like another recording. Just kind of like talking more in depth about why we picked the skills that we have for our characters, and kind of what our takes on what they've posted for the guilds and events, like skirmishy type things that they're gonna have. But yeah, I don't know, we're both excited. Yeah,
I'm excited to see you fight actually, because even after seeing you fight in Empire, where it's funny because you're this healer who doesn't have any armor on.
0 armor at Empire.
Just for like 3 hit points, just standing there trying to poke people, to being essentially a fully armored
warrior
battle princess.
Battle princess. I mean, I was gonna go battle warrior, but I mean, yeah, princess basically. She's gonna be wearing a crystal crown, so what can I say?
I say
basically
how I see
princess.
But yeah, we've done some practicing in the garden, haven't we?
Yeah, because I definitely need to learn how to wield a sword, let alone wield 2.
Yeah, you need to learn how to pull your blows as well, because I've been hit a couple times
Whoops.
aggressively getting into it.
I just hope that the enemy we're fighting are in suits and they can't actually feel it. Yeah, definitely need to work on that.
Yeah, but it's a good new start to the game for you, I think, with a brand new character, brand new experience as well with what you want to do. So, yeah, we're both very much looking forward to it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, any last minute thoughts of LARP in general?
LARP is good, LARP is fun. You should try it at least once, that's what I'd say.
Yeah, if you haven't, it's definitely not as nerdy as you think.
No. It's very surreal and atmospheric, especially on the battlefield.
Yeah. Or when you are at a summer event, especially at Empire, the March camp is kind of up on a hill, and if you go to the very top where it kind of leads out to the out of character where everyone's parked their cars and out of character camping, at the top of the hill in the morning, if you go in the morning and the sun is starting to rise, oh my gosh, it's just like this field of tents, and it's just kind of breathtaking and beautiful in that way. Like, and I think sunset also has that same effect, but at least in the morning there's no one out of their tent yet except for, you know, the other few people going to the bathroom early morning.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of, I think, yeah, surreal is a good, like, you're just like, wow, like, I'm here, there's thousands of other people in this country that also enjoy this silly little adventure-y thing.
Escape from reality, I think is the best way of putting it.
Yeah, definitely. Although I am really sad about Menhir's fate, because LARP is supposed to be escape from reality, but there's basically backgrounds and tasks and things at Menhir's fate for archaeologists. And I was like, great, I'm gonna leave work and then go to an event to still be surrounded by archaeologists. But at least Menhir's fate, everyone's gonna be looking for like really cool artifacts and like historic things that, you know, our memory of them has been lost, and kind of stuff like that.
Yeah, I guess it'd be different for you because, in a way,
I'm not gonna be part of that game. Yet. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
But even if you were to be part of it, it'd be like new artifacts that have a completely new story behind them that you don't know yet. Whereas with work, you see a bit of rock, and it's like, just use it as an example, and it's like you see the same rock the next day kind of thing. And they just look the same, you know?
See, what you should have gone with was like a Roman roof tile. And it's like one day washing Roman roof tile, next day washing another Roman roof tile.
Yeah.
Boring.
Exactly, and you know all about the Romans, and you're not necessarily interested in that, but...
Yeah.
But you're very interested in Menhir's fate so far, so you could be interested in the history of it, you know?
Maybe.
That's what I'm getting at.
Maybe. That's not where I'm planning on taking my character, but I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, maybe I'll take my character there.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
You could be the archaeologist for once.
Yeah, and when I show you a fancy rock or artifact or something, you can tell me to shut up.
Is that what I do to you?
No.
Okay. I'm having worried there for a second. I definitely bring home like stupid rocks and be like, look, flint.
Yeah.
That wasn't ever used. No, those are crystals. Those are nice. You bought me most of those as well.
Yeah, I know. Carried them across the ocean for you as well.
And then I had to carry them back.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, that's kind of it from us for now. And I guess next episode we'll probably go into Menhir's fate more. And so if you catch this before then, if you have any of your own thoughts, opinions, questions, whatnot,
let us know.
Let us know. Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for listening.
Yay.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.